Welcome to the complete guide on purchasing a new computer. Here, I'll take into consideration budget, compatibility, and use cases to help you find the best laptop for yourself. This is probably going to be the longest video I've ever done, so be sure to comment and share this video with others. Now, without further ado, let's get started. There are three key decisions you need to make to find a good computer. The first decision is a decision of operating systems. Today, that's basically between macOS, Windows, and ChromeOS. The second decision you need to make is if you want a laptop, something like this, or a desktop PC. And finally, the most important consideration is budget. Whether you want something for under $500 or above $2,000, there's options for you. I'll try to include timestamps in this video, so feel free to skip ahead if you want to. First, let's go over the default operating system, which is Windows. Windows is used on most computers, ranging from laptops to desktop PCs, and is compatible with the widest variety of applications. Windows is designed by Microsoft, meaning that Microsoft and Google services are well optimized. Windows is the best operating system for someone who uses a lot of these services and wants the best compatibility with them. Windows also has options for pretty much any budget. macOS is Apple's operating system, only used on their Mac lineup. If you know Apple, you know that their UI is generally smooth to use and easy to understand. macOS works great with other Apple devices, meaning that if you have an iPhone, a Mac will work even better. Keep in mind that the MacBook doesn't have the best compatibility with apps, and that the baseline MacBook Air is already $1,000, which is out of most people's budgets. ChromeOS is a lightweight, simple operating system meant for web applications. Think of it like Windows on a budget. ChromeOS devices have pretty low amounts of storage, only about 128 gigs nowadays, but they're super speedy thanks to their light operating system. ChromeOS devices, also known as Chromebooks, are really great devices for someone who wants a simple computing experience on a budget. It's time to decide which operating system is right for you. Remember that you should take into consideration your budget and needs. I'll probably include a graphic up on screen, but anyway, let's recap. Windows supports both desktops and laptops, and offers options for all budgets. macOS, on the other hand, supports only Apple-made computers, such as the iMac desktop and MacBook, which is a laptop. The Mac lineup starts at $1,000, which is something to keep in mind. ChromeOS, finally, only runs on Chromebooks and is simple and web-based. You can also get ChromeOS devices for a pretty low price. So now that you've chosen operating system, it's time to discuss whether to choose a laptop or a desktop. First, let's talk about desktops. A desktop is a type of computer that's meant to be used on a stationary desk, and they connect to an external screen or monitor. You can buy a pre-built desktop or build your own. Desktops are right for people who usually stay in one spot and work, or just want to build their own computer, and desktops are available for most budgets. Laptops, on the other hand, are portable computing systems, with screens ranging anywhere from 11 to 17 inches. A laptop is an all-in-one system that includes the computer and a display, and laptops even come with built-in webcams. Laptops are also lightweight to move around and can be found on any budget, but a downside with laptops are that they are much harder to fix yourself and cannot usually be custom built. I wasn't planning to do this segment, so I'm probably going to read off the script a bit more for this, but it's also important to consider if you want to build a PC. I've never built a PC before, so you should look at other guides and sources online, but it's a computing choice that many people make. So I'm going to list out the desktop PC parts in just a second. Number 1, the CPU, or the processor. Number 2, the GPU, or graphics card. Number 3, the SSD, known as storage. Number 4, the RAM, known as system memory. Number 5, the motherboard, which holds the CPU. Number 6, the power supply, which channels power to the PC. Number 7, a monitor, which displays information. And finally, the operating system, which is most likely going to be Windows in your case. Each of these parts work together to provide a computing experience. And if you want to build a computer, you need to purchase all of these parts. Keep in mind that there are things that I didn't mention in this list that are still essential, such as a keyboard or CPU cooler. This isn't a guide to build a PC, but I want to tell you that this is a great option that many people choose. Remember that there's lots of videos and articles online with more information. So now it's time for you to decide what type of computer you want. Remember that a laptop is portable while a desktop is not. However, also keep in mind that if you want to build your own PC, then you usually need to go with a desktop form factor. Finally, we need to talk about budget. Computers are available for pretty much any price, but I want to give some recommendations. So first, let's start out with a computer for under 300 bucks. And here, I'll give the crown to the Asus Chromebook Flip CM3. This is a great device for under 300 bucks and comes with 64 gigs of storage and 4 gigs of RAM. For web browsing, media consumption, and light work, this is a capable computer that you should consider. Stepping things up a bit to the $500 mark, we should really talk about the HP 15.6-inch touchscreen laptop. Simple name, but it gets you a baseline Intel Core i3 chip paired with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. Plus, it finally has Windows 11, which makes this a great value for someone who wants to have a good laptop experience on a budget. Lastly, let's step things up to what most people call flagship level. Here, of course, you can pick the MacBook Air M2. It has a really good chip, world-class battery life, and works well with other Apple devices. On the Windows end, we also have the Dell XPS lineup, which has a wide variety of devices and that consistently have good specs. Next, if you want a pre-built desktop, I recommend looking at options from Dell, iBuyPower, and Thermaltake, based on your budget. And of course, if you're building your own PC, research the parts to fit your budget. That's all. I hope you learned something useful from this guide, and I just wanted to thank you for watching this video and helping me out. So if you really think that someone else could benefit, feel free to share the video with others. Bye. See ya.